football, trophies, Ronaldo, and Taylor Swift. What do all of these have in common, you might ask? The Santiago Bernabeu, home of Real Madrid, the royal club of the sporting world. The new billion-dollar stadium has gone through the biggest renovation project of all time, boasting some insane features as well as groundbreaking technology. The stadium is unprecedented, and it is now ready to be unveiled. But the club has decided to hold back its inauguration ceremony so that the stars can align for Taylor Swift to be the one who opens the ceremony on May 31st in her latest world tour. Welcome back to PST Megaprojects. This is the Santiago Bernabeu, which has gone through the most insane transformation any stadium or venue has ever gone through. In a reconstruction project that cost more than $1 billion. In just 4 years, the Santiago Bernabeu was reborn. Cities and football clubs worldwide are undoubtedly on high alert right now with the completion of Real Madrid's revamped stadium. The club, always staying ahead inside and outside of football, is home to one of the most iconic stadiums in the world. Located in the heart of Madrid, Spain, the Bernabeu has been the home of Real Madrid since 1947. Their previous home was the Estadio Chamartín, which was built in 1924. But it is nothing in comparison to the new revamped project. The Bernabeu has seen its fair share of trophies and European glory, but it is not just a football stadium. It is the city's main tourist attraction and the biggest landmark in all of Madrid. Through its time, it has seen multiple renovations, beginning in 1982 when they added a new roof to the stadium. In 1992, 4 entrance towers were built by the stadium, and the entire stadium became an all-seater instead of the classic standing experience. Finally, in 2024, it underwent the biggest transformation any stadium has ever seen. This development was planned and approved all the way back in 2011, but the results are only seeing the light of day in 2024. The club's president, Florentino Perez, had invited several architects to a competition to design and plan a stadium that accounts for everything: other sports, concerts, events, and even weather conditions. The new stadium would be a new revenue source for the club, as well as the entire city, bringing in more tourists who come from around the world just to visit the stadium of their favorite team. You see, the Spanish Giants always had money on their minds, as they have always been known as the team of the Galacticos. They have always been making money. In fact, Real Madrid was the only club to make a profit during the COVID-19 pandemic. Where every other football club in the world lost money and went through a dark time, going through financial troubles, Real Madrid somehow made more money. In 2019, Perez announced in a press conference that the new stadium would bring in more tourists to Madrid, benefiting the entire city and not just the club. Approval of the renovation was quickly given, as these new tourists will of course need hotels to stay at, places to eat in, and stores to shop from. It is a mutually beneficial development. The new stadium is unrecognizable from the previous version. The club truly earned its nickname, as the Galacticos Stadium truly is out of this world. But typically, as with anything related to Real Madrid, the redevelopment wasn't cheap. The entire project cost over $1 billion, the equivalent of more than 10 Cristiano Ronaldos. The 3 groups of architects L35, GMP, and Rebus won the design challenge in 2014 and were given the rights to renovate the stadium, and boy, let me tell you, they have done wonders. The new structure added an enveloping steel structure that images and videos can be projected on, as well as a 360-degree video screen. A new retractable roof was installed that can be opened and closed at will, a feat that gave the club a massive advantage recently against Manchester City in the Champions League home game. This feature can also prevent extreme weather conditions from delaying or stopping games if they are given permission by the football governing bodies to close the roof. New shops were opened, as well as entertainment facilities, green areas, public spaces, and 5 levels of underground parking. All of this was done while the stadium was still being used by the club in competitions. But how was all of that made possible by just one club? Well, it wasn't just the club. A €225 million loan was granted from JP Morgan and the Bank of America, as well as more investments from billionaires around the world, who either wanted to associate themselves with the club or wanted to be involved in guaranteed lucrative projects. In the actual construction, the old roof was disassembled, and the process was done in several stages. With the removal of the old roof, more space was left for new seats, going from an 81,000 seat capacity to 85,000. 800-ton cranes were brought there, as well as 2 giant steel trusses connected from one end of the stadium to another, taking a space of 176 meters across the whole thing. 2 new towers were built for support, which also serve as emergency exits. Over 33,000 tons of steel were used in the creation of the new stadium. At all times, there were at least 800 workers on site every day working. Even during the lockdown period, they maintained the same workforce. The greatest and most impressive feat, however, in the entire project is without a doubt the new pitch. Not only is the roof retractable, but so is the pitch. The stadium has the ability to store away the pitch to make room for other sports to be played and other events to be held or any other use. The pitch would be divided into several parts and stored away underground inside a greenhouse. In that greenhouse, everything is controlled. The lighting, temperature, irrigation, and everything else is controlled. The turf is maintained and repaired while it is stored, so it is ready for use by the next game. The plan was for the entire facility to be ready for use in any event, whether it was a concert, a football game, or an NFL game. In fact, the NFL has just announced that beginning from the 2025 regular season, an official regular season game will be played in the new Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, which is also equipped with American football stadiums, following in the footsteps of Tottenham Hotspurs. The arrival of the NFL into Madrid's doorsteps will be a huge boost to the club's popularity throughout North America, putting them in the spotlight of mainstream America's eyes, and bringing in a new wave of fans and a fresh source of money from a new market. With this deal in place, the possibilities are now endless, and who knows what might be next. It could feature more games, and soon enough, you might just find the NBA following along. All of these will bring in loyal American fans who travel to watch their favorite teams, as well as open up a new, broader market for sponsors and advertisers. They now not only have a European market, but a completely global market that includes even North America. To add to the features and convenience of the Bernabeu, a train line also runs directly through the stadium, making it easier for tourists and fans to visit the club and making it more convenient to go there. A great plan considering that stadiums on match days are always busy and dead in traffic. The project was supposed to finalize in 2022, but it was met with a few obstacles. The COVID-19 pandemic slowed things down a bit, even though they did their best to work through it. The Ukraine war also halted the process of the project, as it also caused a massive rise in prices that the club was not anticipating. Ultimately, though, it was worth the wait, because the new structure is an architectural marvel and a tremendous, magnificent stadium. The new stadium will bring in hundreds of millions in revenue per year for the club, which will ultimately be used to bring in players like Kylian Mbappe. This stadium is not just for football and not just for the fans. It's for everyone, the rival fans, and even the Swifties. I mean, even Taylor Swift is coming in to perform on her world tour for her latest album. The new stadium has officially made it big time. Real Madrid now doesn't just hold the title of best club in the world and best club of all time. It also has the best stadium in the world as well. That is everything for now. What do you think about the new Santiago Bernabeu project? Have you ever visited it or will be going there anytime soon? And what is your favorite stadium in the world? Please let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't, please subscribe and leave a like for this video. Your support helps us continue our work. Thanks again for your support, and I will see you in the next one.